And pet owners worry. Is he getting enough fiber? Is he getting enough vitamin D? Is he getting enough this? Is he getting enough that? He looks like he's limping a little bit. I wonder if he's all right. It really is a curious commentator on people. Are people not gratified by their fellow human being? Is that what it is? Hey, I've got nothing against these cute little creatures, not at all. But I wonder about a population that spends all that money, $43 billion, on the 368 million household pets this year alone. I don't know. Maybe you don't think about it. Maybe you don't care. But anyway, it's part and parcel of the American psyche. Bob Grant here on WABC Straight Ahead. Let's open up those telephone lines right now. A lot of people want to be heard. That's what we're here for, folks. And I welcome George from Rockland. You're on WABC, George.
Yes, good afternoon. Good evening, rather, sir. Thank you for taking my call. I'd like to take issue with the animal issue. You have a tendency at times to slam animal activists, and I am not a total animal activist. I believe that we, being the intelligent humans that we are, and we are mammals, and we are high intelligence, and we're animals, and we have supremacy over the four-legged and the other two-legged creatures of the world. They don't have a sense of reasoning as we do, and yet they will fight over a bone, but they have other instincts that prevent them from doing the things we do that have higher intelligence. So my point is this, that I don't agree in all instances that we should annihilate certain species because they happen to be in the way of things that we want, namely the oil resources.
We're not talking about annihilation, my friend. We're not talking about annihilation. It's been pointed out in a study of the American consumer who's complaining about not having enough money to put food on his own table. And they did a study, and they found that the American consumer is paying out $43 billion on their 368 million household pets.
Yes, that's very true. And that's their right, because obviously they're Americans and a free...
You know what? You got to be the dullest guy in the world. I can imagine what a horrible sentence it would be to have to take a long train ride with you as my seat companion, because you take everything so seriously and so literally. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the fact that people are spending so much money on their pets and they don't have enough left over for themselves. Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes sense. But I'll tell you this. Once upon a time in the neighborhood where I lived, there was a woman who lived very meagerly because she was on a fixed income, and they came to find that when she died, she had animals in the house, and all she had was dog food and cat food.
How many animals did she have?
I don't know, sir, but she cohabitated with them, and her income, she used to eat the food that they ate, the cat food and the dog food.
You're making me sick. Listen, you're a good guy, you mean well, but I really think that you're looking at this in the wrong way. But that's okay, because you think I'm looking at it in the wrong way. I appreciate the call, George. I really do. Thank you very much, sir. Chris, checking in right now from New Jersey. What's on your mind, sir?
Hello, Mr. Grant. I hope you can hear me well. I'm calling you on the cell phone.
You are coming through very well.
Perfect. Hopefully I won't fall in the category of the previous guest and that you wouldn't want to
Well, he wasn't so bad.
Well, you wouldn't want to take a long train ride with
no, that's right.
I have a lighthearted comment and maybe a more serious comment if you would entertain both, but let me get to the lighthearted one. And that is, if I take the numbers that you provided to me, the $43 billion...
$43 billion, that's right.
on 368 million pets?
Here it is, 368 million pets.
That must
368 million pets, and the American consumer is paying out $43 billion annually.
I ran a quick calculation. I didn't have the calculator, but I think that comes out to about $1,100 per year per pet. So that kind of puts it in perspective. And I'm also curious if that 360 million pets includes, and I suspect it does, animals beyond dogs and cats. It may include birds and lizards and all kinds of other pets that people might happen to have around their house.
Well, in this report, it said pets, so that could, that could take in a wide variety of species.
Absolutely. And that's roughly, well, it's a little bit more, I guess, than the population of the United States. Is that correct? 368 million?
Well, I hate to tell you this, but we're hitting 309 million people, and by the end of the year, it'll easily be over 310.
So it's a pet per person, I guess.
Anyway, what is your point? That when you break it down that way, it's not so bad?
Yeah, it's not really that much, if my numbers are correct.
What do you think about people having radiation treatments, having all kinds of very expensive medical treatments, just prolonging the dog, just keeping the dog alive? Because, as one mother says, well, I don't know what my daughter's going to do when Lulu Bell dies. Well, dogs do die. I mean, what are we supposed to do? Throw ourselves out the window?
Yeah, it's a very good question. I do believe it does boil down to a personal choice. From my perspective, how
many pets do you have, Chris?
Oh, I have a cat. I must say I'm not particularly attached to it, and I would draw the line relatively soon if it came to doing anything extraordinary to keep the cat alive.
Yeah, well, you make a lot of sense. I guess if the government passed a law that says everybody's got to have a pet, I'd probably take a cat. They seem to take care of themselves very well. They're very independent.
My personal belief is that animals belong outdoors, not indoors, but my wife has a contrary opinion, so I yield to her opinion.
Hey, you're a smart guy. Here's a smart guy. He has a contrary opinion to his wife, but guess what? He goes along with her. It makes life a lot easier. Thank you very much, Chris. I appreciate that. Straight ahead, everybody. Straight ahead. We are forging ahead here. Tom from Rochelle Park checking in right now. Hello, Tom.
Hello,
Tom?
Bob.
Yes.
Okay. You touched a subject near and dear to my heart. I have a pet dog, and I got to look at the bright side of this. Most of that money is being spent here in the United States on products, pet services, veterinarians. So, at least a good portion of that money is staying in the country.
So that helps you at the end of the day, huh? I mean, you
doesn't help me. No, in fact,
you go to bed at night and you smile. You say, boy, oh boy, at least the money's being spent here. I don't have it, but at least it's being spent.
Oh, I have it. I have enough. I don't have any kids to take care of, so it's me and my wife, a dog, a cat, and a fish tank, and I think it's enough. I wouldn't get any more pets at this time, just not cost effective. But their dog's pretty good, and my vet bills stay pretty low, so I'm pretty happy.
Hey, look, if you enjoy it, this is a free country. You go right ahead, continuing enjoying it. I'm not telling you change your lifestyle. I'm not telling you to not pursue the activities that you enjoy. But I am saying this is too doggone much money for people to be spending on their pets when they're having a tough time getting money together to put food on the table for themselves.
I'm in full agreement with you on that, Bob. A lot of people also got themselves involved with subprime mortgages where they really weren't qualified and had no business owning a home, and unfortunately paying a severe penalty for it and losing all their money and actually losing their home on top of it all. I've always been pretty conservative with my money, though, and as long as I know I don't have any habits that really are expensive other than my pets. So if I was out drinking in a bar, playing lottery tickets like a lot of jerks do every day, you see what that costs people.
All right, thank you very much, Tom. Let's say hello to Yusef checking in from Middletown. Yeah, Yusef.
Yeah, hello, Bob. I think it's a case of priority being mixed up as far as the pet is concerned. I'm going to give you 2 examples, Bob. Like in my family, we got 3 pets. We got a cat, we got a ferret, and a hamster. About a week ago, the hamster got her leg broken, and my wife is going to take the hamster to the vet and spend over $150. So I'm like, why don't you just put the pet to sleep, put the hamster to sleep, and just get another hamster? No, she will not do that. $150. You know how much gas that could buy these days? And guess who give the wife the $150? And then another example is, don't forget Leona Emsley spending $3 million.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's say hello to Jill, calling from Long Island. Somebody send a translator around here, please. Jill, hello.
Yes, hi, Bob. Bob, you are talking about a subject which I have a really strong reaction to, and I think it's because if you have a kind heart, you cannot mistreat animals, especially if you see that you have an animal that you become very attached to. I just cannot understand someone who can be so cold-hearted and let's face it, if you have a pet and it becomes ill, how could you take it to a vet and just tell them to euthanize it? They love you with such a pure love that a human being could really never offer. It's unconditional love. They don't yell at you. They're never angry. You walk in the door, they're always happy to see you. I think that you have to own a pet to understand that type of love. And until you do, I think
What makes you think I haven't?
Well, the way I've commented that you feel
I'm
that
talking
it's
about people spending so much money, not just on the food, but to keep an animal alive, which I don't consider that to be so humanitarian when these animals are in pain. Animals were meant to run around freely, and in some cases they can't, and people want to just keep them alive. For what? For the pet? Are they doing the pet a favor? I don't think so.
No, I don't think that's right. I think if the animal is terminal, then I think the only humane thing to do is to euthanize them. But what I feel that is illogical is to say that it's ridiculous to spend money on an animal if it's a situation where the pet is injured, that's a different situation.
All right, we agree on that. I thank you very much. And here's a woman who obviously gets no love from another human being. You could hear the emotion in her voice when she talked about opening the door and her pet sees her and exhibits so much love. I know what she's saying. And we had a president of the United States by the name of Harry Truman, who became president when the president, Franklin D. Roosevelt, died suddenly on April 12th of 1945. And Harry Truman was a down-to-earth person. He put on no, he didn't put on any airs. He was just a regular guy. And when he was supposed to take the oath, he turned to Eleanor Roosevelt, the widow of the president. He said, what should I do, Eleanor? And she said, well, for heaven's sake, Harry, take the oath of office. You're the president. And Harry Truman took the oath of office and became a president. But Harry Truman always felt that, and he said it, as a matter of fact, he said, if you want a friend in Washington, D.C., get a dog. And he wasn't joking. And when Bill Clinton got, what did he name his dog? What the heck did he name his dog? Buster? I don't know. Anyway, he quoted Truman. If you want to get a friend in Washington, get a dog. All right. Hey, what do you know? Round one is already gone. Where did it go? That's the question. We've got round two facing.